We've been talking all hour about how to keep our children safe from predators. Here to give us some insight into the criminal mind is criminal profiler and author of How to Save Your Daughter's Life. Please welcome Pat Brown. Thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of this hour. Tell us, what do we all need to know?
Well, one of the things I think is a big problem with our daughters these days is that we do worry about our children walking back and forth to school. And I have a couple chapters on serial predators who are going to jump out of the bushes or lure your child from the street. But what we're missing is what our daughters are doing that put them into danger. And people don't like to talk about teen behavior because when you do that, everybody goes, you're blaming the victim. And I'm like,
I was just going to say that.
Well, everything that our teens do can put them in the company of somebody that can do them harm. If they're going out partying, if they're hanging out with certain friends, if they're picking a, let's say they're going to school and they meet a nice boy, he's not so nice, that can be the guy that ends up killing her. So we have to work with our girls to see what they're doing, make sure they're safe, make sure the behaviors are safe. We have to work educating them ourselves.
Checking their Facebook? Oh, and speaking
Yes.
of Facebook, Mark, you say that Facebook is now like the milk carton generation.
Sure. I mean, now there are these huge communities in the social media environment, Facebook particularly, that are dedicated to missing children. And you can put in pictures, you can put in video, you can put in articles, you can put in newscasts, you can put in testimonials, and you can create a well-rounded
A worldwide exposure.
Exactly, and it does become worldwide. And people have found their missing kids through both Facebook and through Twitter.
Okay, all right, thank you, thank you. Pat, back to you. When we're dealing with teenagers, because I know I have two sons, I have a 15-year-old, you want to let them make mistakes, you want to give them freedom, but you have to keep a close tie on them. I mean, how do you sort of balance it? It feels like a very delicate balance.
It is, but we have to recognize that we're parents, and that's our job to do. And one thing we have to recognize is how stupid our kids can be. Because let me tell you a little story about a girl, okay? This girl got mad with her boyfriend. She took a walk. She went to this bowling alley looking for a job. And when she went in there, she filled out the forms, and the manager said, hey, chatted with her. He was cute. He said, hey, you want to go next door in the part of the bowling alley that's empty right now and smoke some herb? She said, oh, yeah, what the heck? She was mad at her boyfriend. So she goes over there with him. They smoke a little herb, and they're right in front of the side of the front door. And then he says, oh, I don't want to go out the front door because I don't want people seeing me slumming with you over here, so we'll go out the back. We just have to go down the basement stairs. And that girl looked at him and said, no, I refuse to do that. And she backed right up against the glass door. I refuse to go with you. And he looked her in the eye and he said, you think I'm going to kill you, don't you? And she said, yes. He let her out the front door. And that girl was me. And I'm glad I'm alive today because I still think if I went down there, I'd be dead. But that was stupid. You know, I mean, why did I do that? First of all, I didn't know the guy. It's just some guy behind a counter. I just met him like 1 minute before. And why did I want to go smoke dope with some guy I didn't know? Sure, I shouldn't have smoking dope to begin with, but okay. Yeah. Well, you know, I was young and I thought it was fun, you know. And I went into an isolated location with a man I did not know to do something wrong. That's what sometimes our teenage daughters do, and we have to recognize that. And so we have to say, okay, maybe our daughters aren't perfect. Maybe our daughters want to have fun. You have to work with your daughter. Recognize she'll be stupid sometimes. She'll want to go do crazy and wild things. And you have to make sure you pay attention to that and work with her. And don't let her just do everything she wants to just because all the other kids are doing it. So my book is more than just about physical safety.
You are scaring the hell out of us.
I know. It's
and I don't even have a daughter.
Yeah, well, my idea isn't to make you paranoid. It's to make you aware. And each chapter I put in my book, I look at different situations girls could get in trouble with.
It's all such great information, Pat. Thank you so much. Everyone is going home with a copy of Pat Brown's book, How to Save Your Daughter's Life. Up next, the device that could save your child's life, literally. We'll be back.